The fashion industry is the second largest industrial polluter, accounting for 10% of global pollution. By committing to separating ourselves from fast fashion and turning to more sustainable options, we can reduce our carbon and water footprints and contribute to improving labor practices. The entire life cycle of a garment, from manufacturing to transportation to ultimately ending up in a landfill, contributes to a total of 1.2 billion tons of carbon emissions released by the fashion industry every year, although 95% of garments sent to landfills could be reworn or upcycled. In order to decrease this industry's massive carbon footprint, both individual and group action is needed. So, how can we do this? On a large scale, chains such as factories switching to renewable energy and reducing the use of polyester will all make a positive impact towards reducing the carbon imprint of the fashion industry. What can we do as individuals? The average person buys around 53 new clothing items per year, while in the United States, each individual throws away around 81.5 pounds of clothing to landfills annually. By buying less, we as consumers reduce the demand for brands to produce more clothes. Thrift shopping is an accessible alternative to first-hand shopping. We have calculated that around 45 to 50% of our wardrobes are durable thrifted items. Our fashion habits are equivalent to 879 pounds of CO2 emissions annually and 958 miles of driving emissions. This is still a fairly high number. By cutting our first-hand shopping trips in half, we can continue to reduce our carbon imprints. To amplify our impact, we have decided to take a trip to our local Goodwill to find durable, long-lasting items.
We're on our way to get on the bus. It's way more sustainable than driving a car with only 2 people in it.
Exactly! No, it's okay. Just be a little passing thing. So aesthetic. Wow!
What about this? Wow. Okay, if you're...
Yes. One shirt was kind of cute though. Go back a few.